Yellow guys. So I was in Japan 2 weeks back, and I, as usual, I I went looking for fragrances because I've heard a lot about Japanese culture and Japanese people and fragrances. They don't really wear fragrances. They're very non perfumey kind of people. That's what I heard. There's a YouTuber, I think she posts videos about like Japan and fragrances in Japan. I think her name is Mima. So I watched her video a few months back. So I wasn't expecting a lot, but I went to like a couple of shopping malls, like Parco and a few like a couple of other shopping malls. They had like um, very few like there were many brands that I saw, many in the sense like maybe five or six Japanese brands that I saw, but none of these brands like impressed me as much, except for maybe three brands. And I bought two fragrances from two of the brands. One, I should have gotten three, but um, at this trip I could only buy two. I'll tell you which one's which. So the first one is this one. It's called Lord of Misrule by a brand called Lush. So this one is a beautiful. This is like this is what I associate with Osaka because I bought it on like just before last day, I think. So whenever I smell this, it reminds me of like Osaka. It has this. I have this association with this because fragrances are like that. So this one is such a lovely fragrance. It is. It's like a perfect blend of imagine patchouli and vanilla. Okay, it smells exactly like if you blend if you mix patchouli and vanilla. I don't know how else to say that, but I'll tell you what notes it has. I've never heard of this brand before, and I tested pretty much every single fragrance they had in their collection in that particular shop. I spent like almost an hour, I would say, like sniffing every fragrance. So this one, okay, so this one has only three notes: patchouli, vanilla, and black pepper. I don't get a lot of black pepper in this, or maybe I do. I don't know. Like, but, to be honest, I don't get a lot of black pepper. It's just patchouli and vanilla. That's all I could smell, and I don't have any any. So I have lots of patchouli fragrances. I don't have anything that smell like this. So I had to grab it immediately. I was thinking of another fragrance by the same brand, which was wait a minute, like it was what was that? Um, it could be this one. Let me have a look. So I don't know. Maybe it's Breath of God, or some other fragrance, but they didn't have like a. I think this is what like this is 20 ml or 30 ml. So they didn't have 30 ml size for all the fragrances. They only had this size for a few fragrances, and I didn't want to spend too much on because these days I'm getting like the smallest version if they have. Otherwise, I'm just skipping the fragrances. There's too many fragrances I have in the collection. I tried Karma as well, but it reminded me of another fragrance that I already have, so I didn't buy that. I tried a lot of their fragrances. The one thing that stood out for me was this fragrance. A lot of misrule. Patch hose, watch out. This is definitely, if you like patchouli, you should definitely have that in your collection. It smells a bit dark. It smells a bit gothic, but it's patchouli and vanilla. Beautiful for winter and very smooth fragrance. It smells like sex in a nice way. And the next one is fragrance is called this 715. It's by a brand called Uka. Um, so again, I've never heard of this fragrance brand before. Um, I'll tell you how I got this fragrance. So I was inside a mall, um, and they had Shiro. That's another brand that I tested a lot of fragrances of. And the opposite side, they had Uka. So Shiro, I tried a couple of fragrances and I really liked this one particular fragrance called Born Wood, Bonwood. Wonderful fragrance. But as I was like trying different fragrances in their collection, I think I got confused and then I went to the opposite side and then they had this fragrance. This was like sandalwood 715, like morning in Japan or something like that. That's what it smells like. Ryokan, early morning at a ryokan in Japan or something, lovely sandalwood fragrance. Recently I've been gravitating towards sandalwood a lot. That's the only reason I got this one, but I regretted not buying Bonwood when I reached Sydney, because I kept thinking of Bonwood. Sorry, that Bonwood I has a very upscale kind of a smell to it. It has amber. I'll show you. I'll tell you what notes it is. It's an amber fragrance, amber woody fragrance. Again, none of these brands I've heard of before. These are like Japanese brands apparently, and I don't know if it's popular within the fragrance community or what these brands. I've never heard of these brands. So Bonwood has bergamot, mandarin orange, and spices at the top, jasmine in the middle, and amber, vanilla, patchouli, and cedar in the base. Very sophisticated fragrance. I still regret not buying it. Maybe next time I go to Japan, that would be my first purchase as far as fragrances go. Because it's winter here. Like when I was there, it was almost like summer. It was drizzling. It was a bit like moderate weather. Maybe that's the reason I bought this, because I should have like thought of the weather in Sydney. When I'm checking for that fragrance in Sydney, it's almost double the price. I really regret not buying it. Shiro Bonwood. It smells amazing. If you have not tried it, you should try it. If you are going to Japan, you should definitely try that fragrance. Lovely fragrance. So yeah, 715. This Uka brand, they had a nice collection as well. I also tried another fragrance by Uka. I think it's called Japanese Night. The lady recommended that fragrance, so it's like it's quintessentially Japanese smelling fragrance apparently. So it has eucalyptus and clove at the top, frankincense in the middle, and patchouli and cedarwood at the base. But for some reason I like this one. This is like very inoffensive sandalwood, pleasant and smooth, and you can't go wrong with sandalwood, right? So, and this is like 15 ml, but it costs the same price as 100 ml of Shiro Bonwood. So I think its concentration is a bit stronger in this one. That's another reason I regret not buying Bonwood. Not 50 ml, not 100 ml, sorry, 50 ml. I think 50 ml was around like $100. This is around like $80-$90. Oka. So yeah. Anyway, no point thinking about it. But next time I'm going to Japan, I'm definitely buying Shiro Bondwood. If you any of you have that fragrance, let me know if you like it or what. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.